Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Wishing Tales. Today I wanted to do a beginner's guide to diamond painting. When I started, my cousin had given me a diamond painting, and it was a square, and it was a small one, like this one. But when I say square, I'll explain square versus round and all that good stuff here in a second. But anyway, it got me addicted. But then I went on Amazon to order, and I didn't know what to look for, and I ended up ordering something that I didn't want. So then I went back and ordered what I wanted. But so anyway, I'm just gonna get right to it, and hopefully this helps somebody out. So when I got on and ordered from Amazon, I ended up ordering a partial. So I wanted to show you a difference between a partial and a full drill. Now the drills are the little diamonds that you get with your paintings. Okay, these are the diamonds. And there is a difference between round and square. There's a difference between full and partial. And like I said, when I ordered, I didn't know that. And but these are the little diamonds, or drills. Most people call them drills. So anyway, this is a partial. And if you can see, the partials usually have the clear covering, okay? And if you look at the background, you can see there's nothing on the background. Let me get that glare off for you. Okay, and the field is where the little circles or squares are. Most of the partials are going to be rounds. I don't think I've seen any square partials. But that's what I call the field. Drill field is what it is. But I have trouble saying that, so I just say field. But that is a partial. And partials, that you're just going to have that little piece to do. Okay, and then this is what they call full drill. And some of your full drills will have the clear covers. It depends on what kind of glue they use. Poured glue is usually the clear covers. The double face tape is usually the white covers. So this is a full drill, and as you can see, it goes all through all of them, through the whole thing. Okay, the background, everything is the field. Okay, so when you order, I mean, that's going to be your first thing. Either you order or you buy one from Michael's or Walmart or wherever. Like the butterfly here, I got from Walmart. But so that's going to be your first thing, is to get a diamond painting. I would suggest starting small. I would also suggest doing one from, like this one's from Walmart. It came with two. It was $10. I wouldn't spend more than maybe $5 or $10 for your first one, just in case you don't like it. There are people that don't like to diamond paint, which, boggles the mind, but, to each his own. But anyway, so when you get your kit, whether it be a partial or a full, it comes in some sort of a packaging. Now this came with the butterfly. So this is how my butterfly was packaged. And again, this is from Walmart. I think it was Daz Dimensionals diamond painting or something like that. I know it was Daz because it says on the bag. And then this is your kit. And most of the kits have some form of tray to hold your diamonds. Some size of a wax. That's what we call the wax. It's not glue. It's just a sticky wax. And then your pen. And I'll go ahead and use this one instead of what I normally use, because I don't want to confuse anybody with, different pens and stuff. So when you get your stuff, and then the diamonds, now I would suggest, if you only have a small one, like this one only has 13 colors, I would suggest, until you know you like it, I wouldn't buy anything fancy to store your diamond paintings. I would just work out of the bags, or a little tray, or you can get little bags like these. Hold on. Well, if I can get them unhooked. Well, like these. Okay, these came from Walmart. They were $1 for 100, I believe it was. Like I said, just in case you don't like it, because not everybody's going to like it. Just like everybody doesn't like crocheting, and not everybody likes swimming, you know, which also boggles me why nobody would like swimming. But anyway, so I would just get little bags, $1, Walmart, and just work out of these for now, okay? And then what you do is you're going to fill up your pen with your wax, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see exactly how I'm doing this as soon as I figure out where I am here. Okay, it has a little plastic cover on it. You're going to take this part of your pen as soon as it focuses on it. Okay, and you're just going to push through. Now, I usually do it on a flat surface so I can make sure it's all the way through. Let's see how it has a hole now. I don't know why it's not focusing for you guys. Let me zoom out just a little. There we go. So now your wax is in your pen. Okay, and you usually only need to do it once because this is thick enough where it goes through the whole pen. Okay, and then you're going to take your diamonds, and I'm going to, I guess it doesn't really matter what color I use. I'm going to show you on the butterfly here. Now, I usually put mine in containers, but that's because I know I like diamond painting, and I know I'm going to keep doing it. But just for this purpose, I'm just going to work out of the bag for you. So you just take your diamonds. This one is, on this particular kit, it only has the letters. It says F. And then you're going to go to the legend, and you're going to find that letter. There you go. Okay. And you're going to match it up. So now you know that one's the orange. And then pour your little diamonds into your tray. Okay, and I know I don't have them all, but that's okay because they're falling all over the place. And yeah, you're going to end up doing that sometimes too. Everybody has spilled diamonds at least once. Don't freak out. It's no big deal. They usually give you enough. So anyway, and then once you get it into the tray, you're going to shake your tray a little bit. Let me back out just so I'm not getting you all dizzy doing that. Okay, and then because of those little grooves in the tray, it makes them sit upright. So now you can see that I don't know if you can see, but they're sitting upright for you now. Okay, and then you take your pen. Let me see if I can do this where I'm not in the way. You're going to take your pen and you're just going to touch the top. Okay, now you see how that's on the pen. Okay, and you have to uncover your painting. And I'm just going to take this all the way off for this. And then you're going to find your letter. Our letter was F. And I might have to point you up a little bit so we can get to the F's here. Okay, and you see your little F's over here. And then you're just going to take your pen with your diamond on it. As soon as I can figure out where I am here. And you're just going to touch the circle. So that is your first diamond. And then you're just going to repeat the process. You're going to come down and you're going to as soon as I figure out where I am, touch the diamond. I'm going to back out just a tiny bit because it's not focusing on this for you guys. Okay, and then you're just going to touch the canvas with your diamond. Now, like I said, these are the rounds. Rounds are easier, not going to lie. Squares are awesome though. I love the square. So if you like the rounds, you might like the square. Not everybody likes squares. They are a little more difficult to manage sometimes, especially if you get bad drills, and that will be a different video, bad versus good drills. And but yeah, that's all you do is you just keep filling up your pen. Here, I'm going to set this somewhere where you can see it, hopefully. I'll come out just a little bit for you guys. And I don't usually set my tray there to be stuck, but because I'm trying to do this left-handed, I'm just going to leave it there. So, but anyway, that is your rounds. And I'm not going to do the whole painting while we're on camera because I don't want the video to be super long. So if you have any questions about this part so far, you can let me know in the comments. If you have questions about anything, whether it be, you know, round, square, full, partial, companies I order from, I usually get off of AliExpress. And if you've watched any other videos, I'm sure other people have talked about AliExpress. You go online, you look up diamond paintings, and you're going to get a lot of different companies within it. AliExpress is like the China version of Amazon. It's a lot of different companies selling from one place, and but they're cheaper. Cheaper is not always better, but they are cheaper, and they do have some really nice companies. My company of choice is Home Fund so far. A lot of people like Evermoment, but I do know that Evermoment costs more, but they also have, well, from what I understand, they have better quality, but I really don't know personally because I've never ordered from Evermoment. Maybe eventually I will, for, you know, purposes, so I can let you guys know my opinion. But so anyway, so that's all you do. You just keep picking up the ones that are upright and just keep placing them as you go, or keep placing them, I mean, obviously you're going to place them as you go. And once you're done, now some people don't, well, I'll talk about that here in a second. Some people don't do all of the same color, especially when you get the bigger paintings. It's kind of hard to do that. A smaller painting, you can do all of one color and not have to worry about it too much. But once you get into the bigger paintings, it's hard to do all of same one color, at least for me. I do know that there are some people that do all of one color, even on a huge painting, and I don't have the space to open up a huge painting like that. So I got to work in sections when it comes to a bigger painting. Now the one that I have underneath here for the Bambi that I showed you, that one's small enough I could probably do all of one color. But that's going to be a personal preference. There's no right way or wrong way to do this, as far as, you know, where to start, what section to start, what color to start with. It's going to be a matter of personal preference and what makes it fun for you, you know, because this is supposed to be a relaxing thing, and for the most part it is. So there's no right way or wrong way to start. There's no right way or wrong way to place diamonds. I mean, other than, you know, you don't want to place them upside down, but that's kind of hard to do anyway. And So with the round ones, it's a little easier because one, you have the circles to follow, so you know you're going to be straight. Okay, and the squares, which I'll show you here in a second. So if you're placing your diamonds and you happen to put it in the wrong spot, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, you see my little F right here? I'm going to put it in the wrong spot on purpose. So say you accidentally go down a little bit. Okay, well what you can do is you take your pen, okay, and you can just slide it to where it needs to be. Okay, usually a little easier than that. But it is, the day is, you know, gonna be that kind of day. So then you don't have to worry if you get it in the wrong spot right away, because you can slide them. I just wanted to go ahead and finish off this letter because I don't want to have to put it back into a kit or a bag or anything. So, okay, so we're done with the F's. And as you can see, I have all those left over. So that's not a bad thing. It's good that you have leftovers because that way, one, you know you have enough. And two, if one of them happens to fall off, oh, I said I finished the F's and I didn't. But anyway, if one of them happens to fall off, then you have a couple, you know, in case you need to replace one. Which, once you're finished, there's all kinds of things you can do to keep them from falling off. Well, there's a couple things. And that's covered in a different video. I'll link it below. It's called, well, I did a sealer comparison. I guess I need to do one on how to seal your paintings. But I'm not an expert on that, so. So anyways, and yeah, now I'm done the F's. And that is what I had left. And then once you're done, you can either throw them away. You don't have to keep them. I personally keep my extras, but I also do a lot of diamond paintings. These do not have the DMC numbers. If you ever hear us talk about DMC numbers, in case you don't know, DMC is the colors for cross stitch. Well, that's the main, that's like the main cross stitch. There are a couple other ones, but so they're talking about the cross stitch colors, and that's where they match up these colors too. So this one does not have the DMC colors on it. So okay, so that is the round partial. Okay, now I'm going to show you the full square. And let's see, I guess I'll start over here on this side. Now something like this one, I would normally do the whole thing. Actually, I'm going to start on this side. I would normally just take the whole thing off and do it, but for the video purposes, I'm not going to do that. Because one, I'm not ready to finish this one, but I'll have to do that later today. So, when I say sections, now I would, if you're just starting, I would cut it down the center. So you only have this one little flap. And I don't have my scissors handy, or I would do that. So that way you can work on a little section at a time until you get used to it. Okay, I would break this off in maybe 1 or 2, 3 sections. I would say 3 sections probably, until you get used to what you're doing. Let me zoom in here for you. And we'll just see. Let's see, I'll just start at the bottom just because it'd be easier to get to. Okay. And now if you look over here on the side on the legend with these big numbers, these are what we call the DMC numbers. So if you keep diamond painting, you can hold on to these, put the DMC numbers on there, and then if you have another painting that you're missing, say you're missing the 3716, You can go back and see how many you have left. Compare. You want to compare because not all companies have the same die lots. And when I say die lots, I'm talking about the drills, because the drills are different within different companies. They shouldn't be, but they are, because not all companies go by the same thing. So now my Bambi, actually let me zoom, well I can stay like this I guess. My Bambi I already have kitted, and when we talk about kitted, we just simply mean a way of storing the diamonds that's easiest for you. These, I absolutely love these things. I got these off of AliExpress for I think $2.28 or something like that each. So then what you do is you look at your legend. Okay, I'm going to start with the Qs. And then you're going to go up here and you're going to find the Q. Oh, well, let's start with a different color. Well, no, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the Q. I don't care. So Q, as you can see right here, is 310. Okay. Let me get you back up there. 310, you will hear people talk about 310s. 310 is simply black. My camera's not focusing on you. Let me pull out just a little. Some people don't like the black because it gets a little boring. It doesn't matter to me. Sorry about that. So this is your legend, and it'll usually have a picture of what you're working on. And it has, some of them, not all of them, will have how many colors you have. Like this particular painting is 34. These are your codes on your canvas. These are the DMC codes that we were just talking about. These are how many you should have. 68, which is going to equal one bag. Now, like I said, the little bags can be upward of 150, 200, some of them. Okay, maybe just 150, I think. Yeah. But so anyway, so you want to make sure that you count, that you have as many bags. You don't have to count the individuals. And unless you're that adventurous, I can tell you I'm sure not. But you want to make sure that you have the right amount of bags, because if you don't, you can message the seller. If you had ordered it online, you can message the seller and say, hey, I need this many of this number here, and could you send it to me, please? And most of the time they will. I haven't had an issue with the company so far. I've only had one where they had to send me drills, and so we're good on that. So anyway, I'm having so much issues with stuff sticking here. Let me get these out of the way. And most of the AliExpress companies send you a pen and this kind of a tray. Okay, and I like these kind of trays because it has the little funnel on there, so you can pour them back into your containers or your bags or whatever it is that you're using. But this is a square. This is the squares we were talking about. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see the difference between the square and the round. Okay, and the same thing with any kind of a tray you may or may not get. You want to pour them into the tray. And you're going to shake the tray a little bit. Oh, let me back out so you don't get dizzy. You're going to shake the tray a little bit. And you don't have to get all of them all at the same time. And then you can see, oh, maybe you can. Yeah, see, now they're sitting straight up. So now we're going to go back to our canvas. And I promise you that is not as blurry as it looks. Okay, so just like with the rounds, when you pick up a diamond, let's see if I can get around here for you. You're just going to touch the top. Okay. And then you have your diamond on there. I don't know why my camera's not focusing here. There you go, you see the diamond on there. And then same with, just like the rounds, you're just going to place it where your legend or your code is. For these, they're black, and they are the Q's. And you're just going to place it right in within the square. Now, the reason I said these are different and some people don't like them is because these you have to be a little more precise. You don't have to work fast. You don't have to work slow. As with anything, the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it, the more you'll figure it out, and the easier it'll become to you. But I'm going to show you, let me see if I can get a couple here, what sounds you want to hear or not hear. Okay, now remember I said if you place it wrong, you can slide it. That's all you got to do. Well, I got to hold the canvas. So all you got to do is just slide it over a little bit. And then with the squares, I don't know if you heard that or not, but you hear a little clicking noise when you go in between like that. Again, I'm not left-handed, so this is a little difficult for me, but hey, if I can do it left-handed, you guys should be able to do this easy. The hardest thing is going to be really making sure you don't get your eyes tired, and so the important part of doing diamond painting is your lighting and making sure you're comfortable with your eyesight. Now, also underneath here, I have a light pad. You don't have to have a light pad, but I want to show you the difference here. I only paid like, I think $15 for this one. I don't even think it was that much, off of Amazon. Okay, so that, I don't know if you can see the difference. That's with the light pad. That's without the light pad. Can you tell you can see it a little better? I think you can see it better. My personal opinion. Oops. Let me see if I can do this without spilling these drills. So that is the difference between square and round. I like the square better. That's just a personal preference for me. Sorry, I still have a little paper on there. The rounds are definitely easier. Definitely easier. So if you're starting and you've never done this before, I would say start with a round. I started with a square. Maybe that's why I like squares better. I don't know. I just like how they look better. I'm just getting a couple up here for you guys so you can see the differences. And I'm sure you've looked up other videos on how to do this, or you've probably watched unboxings or whatever. And if you haven't, I suggest you go back. I have a couple unboxings on here. I try to do one each week. I'm trying to get the channel going right for everybody. So there's the square. Okay, and if you look, there's a square, and there's the round. So if you see on the, can you see on the rounds there, how it has that little gap in between? That's why I don't like the rounds. But if you're holding them far, if they're back far enough, you can't tell. Okay, but that's just my personal preference. I prefer the square. So now you guys know the difference between partial, full, round, square. Most partials, I think all partials that I've seen are going to be round. So when you order, make sure if you want the whole thing done, and you can do a full round too. Make sure you look for full drill. That's what most companies put it as, full drill. Or if you want a partial, they might not say partial. So you might have to look in the descriptions, you know, below it for partials, because they don't usually say, some of them say partial, some of them don't tell you at all. But if you want a full, you got to look for full drill. So that is That is how you diamond paint. That is where you get your diamond paintings. Um, I'm sure there are other resources as far as where to buy them. There's Diamond Art Club I have never ordered from. There's many, many places online where you can get a diamond painting. It's just a matter of preference. I prefer AliExpress because there's a lot of companies on there. They're cheaper. It does take a little longer to get to me, but it's worth it, especially now that I have so many anyway. And I didn't mean that as a brag. It's just that I have a stock that I didn't mean to get, and that's why I want to try and get these done. But so if you have any questions, I hope I wasn't too confusing with you guys. So I hope I helped you guys with deciding which way to go, whether it be a partial or a full, whether it be a round or a square. Again, I would start off small. Most of them online are going to tell you in centimeters. I can tell you an 8x10 picture, which is this. 8x10 is going to be a 30x20. Maybe actually a little smaller, 25x20 probably. Yeah, 25x20, because this is a 30x20. So just so for reference, because I didn't know the sizes either because they were in centimeters and I don't know centimeters. I do now, but for reference, an 8x10 is going to be like a 20x25 centimeters. So the more centimeters, obviously, the bigger they're going to be. The biggest one I've got so far is a 50x70, and that's pretty darn big, and I don't think I'll ever go any bigger. But I would suggest you start small, maybe a 20x25, or that was my first one, was a 20x25, and I'll put the picture up in here for you so you can see the first one that I did. And so I hope this helps you guys. Like I said, you don't have to have a light pad. It is very helpful. Believe me, it is very helpful. It was worth the investment. If you're going to keep doing it, I would invest in a light pad. Whether it be the small one or the big one, that's up to you. But if you're going to keep diamond painting, I would definitely invest in at least a little one. Like I said, you can get them anywhere from 12 to 20 bucks. I think mine was like 15. I would, if you're going to keep diamond painting, I would invest in some kind of storage. They don't have to be fancy. Like I said, these were only a couple dollars off of AliExpress. If not, you can always use the bags, like I showed you. I mean, that's the cheapest option. And some people rather use the bags. I like the bags sometimes. It really depends on my mood. But for the most part, I use these because for me, they're just easier to pour out and put back in. And sometimes these bags just get on my nerves. But, it's what you prefer. I also have jars, which I haven't tried out yet. But I think you definitely need some kind of a storage system if you're going to keep doing this. And there is a video on how I kit up and my storage. And I'll link those videos below for you too, in case you're interested. But so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. And this turned out to be a little longer than I thought, so I'm sorry about that. But so keep diamond painting, guys. And we'll see you next time. Bye.